Welcome to day 15 of Drawing Wynella Mooshie Characters until we release our pilot. Today I'm drawing Wynella, our main character. I've talked about Wynella's personality in previous videos, so today I thought I'd talk about her design. Wynella is our most stereotypical witch. With green skin and a pointy hat, she was purposely designed to make sure everyone understood that she was a witch and she was magical. Her one eye was meant to further her from the average person in our world. The world of Wynella and Mooshie was intended to be clearly magical, and Cyclops being a normal occurrence helps to differentiate their world from our own. If you were to see Wynella in our world, she'd be a crazy sight to see, but in her world, she's about as average as they come. That's on purpose. Wynella is not special. Anyone else could have been the one to help Mooshie, but she was the one who stepped up. Wynella's story is about her opening herself up to new experiences and new relationships. She didn't need to be special to do that, she just needed a compelling reason to try. Check back in tomorrow to see what character I draw next, and if this character seems interesting to you, I hope you'll take a moment to see what other fun characters and content we have cooking up as we wait for our pilot to release. It's day 16, which means it's time to draw another character from Wynella and Mooshie until we finally release our pilot. Today, we're drawing Mooshie. Our little mushroom child was one of the easiest to design. He needed to be a red cap mushroom, so his color was already determined. The only decisions I had to make were in concern to his body shape. Since Wynella was so tall and lanky, it felt best to make Mooshie more round and soft. There really is something to the concept of the banana and orange shape pairing in character design, and if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Mooshie is my favorite to animate due to his roundness. With no straight lines, he's easy to let move with whatever flow he's in. He definitely follows the bag of flour rules of movement, and that makes him perfectly squishable. Now, Mooshie is also one of my least favorites to animate because of his cap. His cap has to be a specific shape, and that can be difficult for me to draw smoothly. So if I spend a couple hours animating him, you can best believe that about half that time was spent working on his cap. Check back in tomorrow to see what character I draw next. And if this character seems interesting to you, I hope you'll take a moment to see what other fun characters and content we have cooking up as we wait for our pilot to release. It's day 17 of drawing Wynella and Mooshie characters until we finally release our pilot. Today I'm drawing the Forager. The interesting thing about the Forager is that she was written before she was designed. Originally, she was written to be a man, but as the actual visual designing of the character was happening, nothing was clicking. The designs all struggled to stand out as something that fit in our story. Nothing seemed to work. I tried changing the skin tones, the hairstyles, clothing, but no man seemed to do the job. It wasn't until I finally decided to try the same vibe, but a woman, that the Forager clicked into place. Her design was still outdoors and rugged, but her energy just fit within the character and story so much better. If I've learned one thing about character design from the process of making Wynella and Mooshie, it's that when things don't feel right, they're not, and it's worth exploring something out of the box. Check back in tomorrow to see what character I draw next, and if this character seems interesting to you, I hope you'll take a moment to see what other fun characters and content we have cooking up as we wait for our pilot to release. It's day 18 of drawing Wynella and Mooshie characters until we finally release our pilot. Today's characters are Barker and Wynella. Barker is sort of the antithesis of our main character Wynella. I say sort of because while they are indeed opposites, they're opposites in the sense that heads is the opposite of tails. They're different, but they are still the same coin. While Wynella is all about integrity, loyalty, and honor, Barker is about none of that. He's dishonest, flaky, and a bit crooked. At their base, however, they're both lonely and afraid to let themselves be truly known. Barker and Wynella drive each other crazy because they face their issues with directly opposing methods. Barker puts up a selfish facade to protect himself, attempting to seem less caring than he truly is. Wynella puts up a hard-working facade in an attempt to seem better than she thinks she is. At the end of the day, they're the same person in different fonts. No matter how much they fight it, they're truly connected at their core. Check back in tomorrow to see what character I draw next, and if these characters seem interesting to you, I hope you'll take a moment to see what other fun characters and content we have cooking up as we wait for our pilot to release. Hi, I'm Denim, the creator of Wynella and Mooshie. It's time for day 19 of drawing Wynella and Mooshie characters until we finally release our pilot. Today I'm drawing Wynella. For those who don't know, Wynella is a beekeeper. She uses her magic to tend to her bees, and the bees she keeps use the magical flowers in the surrounding area to create the magic honey that Wynella sells. My family used to keep bees, and as much as the prospect of getting stung was a little spooky, it ultimately increased my appreciation for the bugs. Wynella takes that appreciation to a whole new level. She's a bug girly, and bees represent everything she wants in her life. She may not be consciously aware that bees resonate with her for that reason, but honestly, how could they not? Each bee knows its role. They have their sense of community. A bee will fight for their hive, all while knowing that the other bees will fight for them too. In her mind, they are the ultimate efficient family unit, and the security and dependability that they have is something Wynella craves. Check back in tomorrow to see what character I draw next, and if this character seems interesting to you, I hope you'll take a moment to see what other fun characters and content we have cooking up as we wait for our pilot to release. It's day 20 of drawing Wynella and Mooshie characters every day until we release our pilot. Today we're drawing Cordance Wagner. Cordance is Wynella's mother. Unfortunately, she does not have a huge role within our series, which is a shame because this woman is packed with personality. Her role within our series is to showcase the parallel between her and her daughter as Wynella develops positive caretaker traits. We won't see any current day moments with her, but she will be shown in a couple of flashbacks. Despite the fact that she is a lesser role in the series, I do want to talk about her personality because it gives insight to Wynella. Cordance is a business manager. She runs the logistics side of her and her husband's cattle ranch. She's smart, strong-willed, and a problem solver, all of which are traits Wynella gets from her. Cordance is also a rodeo queen. She and her husband volunteer at the local rodeo and county fair events. They're quite the outstanding members of their community. It's interesting that Wynella struggles socially when her parents don't suffer from that same issue. Check back in tomorrow to see what character I draw next, and if this character seems interesting to you, I hope you'll take a moment to see what other fun characters and content we have cooking up as we wait for our pilot to release. It's day 21 of drawing Wynella and Mooshie characters until we finally release our pilot. Today's character is Gregorin Wagner. Gregorin is Wynella's father. He's a man of few words, preferring to get down to business tending to the cattle ranch. He inherited the ranch from his parents and now works with his wife raising the cows. Gregorin isn't much of a business mind, so while his wife powerhouses through the business side of their world, he powerhouses through the manual labor side. Gregorin prides himself on teaching the ranch hands that they employ the ropes. If you asked him, he'd say that they leave with more critical ranch skills than if they were to be trained anywhere else, and he's probably right. Wynella definitely gets her sense of integrity from her father. He'll teach you to do things right the first time, and to always own up to your shortcomings whether or not it benefits you. Do all things with honor or don't do them at all. Wynella really took those lessons to heart. Check back in tomorrow to see what character I draw next, and if this character seems interesting to you, I hope you'll take a moment to see what other fun characters and content we have cooking up as we wait for our pilot to release.